question up. Question 106.
So 106, sir.
Statement is laid on the table of the House.
Supplementaries, please. Yes.
So the minister reply states that the initial results shown in the limited trial of solar energy shows that to certain extent it can fulfill the electrical energy requirement in narrow gauge coaches and not in broad gauge coaches. I would like to know from the minister if he is looking at other source of non-conventional energy, and if so, what are the sources?
Sir, we are in the process of changing to a great extent the energy mix of railways. Railway uses two kinds of energy. One is the traction energy and one is the non-traction energy. And our target is to work on both. On solar, our target is to make 1,000 megawatts of solar energy. 500 megawatt from rooftop, 500 megawatt on land-based PV panels. Other is, we are trying to do wind energy. The target is 200 megawatts, and I'm happy to say that the installed capacity is already 36.5 megawatts. One we recently installed in Jaisalmer also. Waste to energy. We are working on 10 locations. Already Jaipur plant produces 5 tons a day, 100 kilowatt hours per day, 15 tons a day in Delhi plant, and tender for 8 more are under various stages of finalization. I already told the railways that they must also explore the possibility of tying up with a city, because the municipal corporation and railways waste will be substantially higher than when we try to put up only waste to energy plant only based on the railways waste generation. And therefore we are working on that. In addition to this, we are doing energy audits. I am happy to say that 643 locations have been covered with energy audits.
Thank you.
In addition to this, we are working, as you correctly asked me the question, on the top of the railway coach itself, we are trying to put solar panels on an experimental basis, and on narrow gauge it has been quite successful. But we need, for an air-conditioned coach, 25 to 30 kilowatt hours per AC coach, whereas the capacity today of a solar panel is only 4.8 kilowatt. So therefore there is a difference. So therefore narrow gauge and the capacity of the solar panel to generate it matches. Therefore we are doing it. Of course, as the efficiency of solar panels improve, currently at about 17-18% to substantially higher level, we will be able to use that also. Today we are running a climate change express, and that express also on experimental basis we have put on the top of it the solar panel.
Thank you. Second question.
Sir, the minister stated about solar energy. I had asked for if they are looking for other non-conventional energy.
Non-conventional energy. I gave you all these information.
What are the sources of non-conventional energy? Have you identified what are the non-conventional energies?
Thank you.
Non-conventional energy includes wind energy, which I just mentioned. Non-conventional energy includes waste to energy, which I just mentioned. We are also includes, and the former Minister of Power, Jairam Ramesh Sir will tell you, that these are all non-conventional sources of energy.
Thank you. Shri Premchand Gupta.
फॉसिल फ्यूल आधारित पावर जनरेशन के ऊपर सारी दुनिया में इस वक्त कंट्रोल किया जा रहा है, पोल्यूशन की समस्या को देखते हुए और दूसरी समस्याओं को देखते हुए। श्रीमान जी, रेलवे के पास हिंदुस्तान में मेरा ख्याल है आर्म फोर्सेज और उसके बाद सबसे बड़ी लैंड बैंक है। तो आप ये रेलवे की वैगन्स के ऊपर में जो रूफटॉप आप जो ट्रायल कर रहे हैं, इसकी जो कॉस्ट है, it must be more expensive than what you can do on the ground or on the railway rooftop of the railway buildings. So have you done any study on this account, whether it is cheaper to install panels on your land bank and rooftop of your existing buildings in comparison to railway wagons? Because railway wagon के ऊपर में आप अगर fix करते हैं तो it's very expensive process, and it is the power supply is not constant. What it can provide is zero power or 10 unit this bulb they can be switched on, or they can provide power to fans.
Thank you.
So why don't you have a massive plan You have so much of land bank, go for massive, wind power generation, waste management power generation, and solar power generation.
Member is absolutely right. In fact, as I mentioned, we are doing both. Very small portion, very, very minuscule portion will come from the top of the coach, because that's the experimental basis. Most of it is coming from land-based 500 megawatts and another 500 megawatts from rooftop. The rooftop of all the railway buildings and using a lot of electricity. The power of the rooftop will be used for a captive consumption essentially in that building where it is put up, whereas the land-based solar panel generation will be used for traction power. And that is what exactly we are trying to do. But to understand what you're asking me is a very valid point. We are already tied up yesterday only. I'm happy to inform the House that United Nations Environment Programme, which is a specialized body of the United Nations, we are tied up with them to also ascertain the entire potential of how much solar energy railways can generate from various sources. We are also working to find out how much more of wind, solar, waste to energy and all forms of energies can be used. In addition to this, we are trying to, as I was saying, profile of energy. So we are trying to find out how can we buy electricity directly from the market by using open access under the Electricity Act 2003, by which we have reduced the cost of energy consumption, cost of energy purchase significantly. In fact, sir, our target is to save 41,000 crores of energy bill in the course of next 10 years. And we are already on track, we have saved about 4,000 crores. Because that's the only way railway can be sustaining, because salaries is the biggest source and the second source of cost is energy. So we are reducing that.
Thank you, Shri Amar Shankar Sable.
अध्यक्ष महोदय, मैं आपके माध्यम से माननीय मंत्री महोदय से ये पूछना चाहता हूँ, देश भर में रेलवे कारण ऊर्जा के लिए कितना इलेक्ट्रिक बिल आता है और कितनी इलेक्ट्रिसिटी लगती है और वो कम करने के लिए कोई योजना बनाई है?
मैंने बताया कि एनर्जी एफिशिएंसी एक बहुत बड़ा माध्यम है जिसके तहत हम बड़ी मात्रा में एनर्जी को सेव भी कर पाएंगे और उसके लिए एनर्जी सेविंग ऑपरेशंस बहुत बड़ी मात्रा में चल रहे। एलईडी लाइट्स जो पूरे रेलवे में जहां लगे हैं वहां पे हमको एलईडी लाइट्स में हम कन्वर्ट करें लाइटिंग को, साथ ही में हम लोग एनर्जी ऑडिट भी कर रहे हैं। और जैसे मैंने अभी कहा कि बहुत सारे इंस्टॉलेशन में एनर्जी ऑडिट हो भी चुके हैं। ये सभी का परिणाम ये होगा कि हमारी एनर्जी एफिशिएंसी जो आप चाहते हैं पूरी मात्रा में उसमें हम सफल हो पाएंगे।
Shri Jairam Ramesh.
I'd like to ask the Honorable Minister, some years ago there was a lot of excitement on the use of Jatrofa to substitute for diesel in the railways. The railways are a fairly substantial consumer of diesel, and there was a lot of talk that Jatrofa would be grown on the land that is owned by the railways, and this would be used to substitute for diesel. I'd like to ask the Honorable Minister whether there is some thinking on Jatrofa.
Sir, I remember there was an initiative about it, but what we are doing today is using biofuels and also using part of the diesel is actually getting, we are using part of the biofuel and adding it to the diesel, by which we are able to save substantially. But the plantation of Jatrofa, etc. has not happened. I will find out why, whether it was really, what is the reason for it, I will just find out.
Question 107.